time ago, the Nintendo forces ruled, and Sega's mascot, Alex Kidd, was defeated. Sega, unprotected, had to look for a warrior. But now, the warrior is back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my review of Sonic the Hedgehog 4. A game so epic that it took so many years to make. At least I think so. So, how does the game hold up? How, you may ask? Well, the only thing I can tell you so you don't live this review without watching it completely is that it doesn't suck so much. But still. First, let's take care of the iPod version. It's the E3 build. That's all I need to say. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Let's move to the home consoles. Now, the blue blur has been gone from a real console 2D game since Sonic Knuckles 3. So, just having some 2D goodness, or technically, in this case, 2.5D, is just awesome. Okay, before we start, let's be clear. The only major difference between the Wii version and the other versions are purely graphics, so no real matter. Okay, let's start the review. First, I want to tell you something. I know this just may be for a marketing scheme, but I think it was pretty darn, I don't know, very marketable that they put Sonic 4 as the title. I mean, it really has a lot of pressure on the game. Well, at least it sounds better than new Sonic the Hedgehog for the 7th generation consoles, right? Yeah. Let's start. I will be reviewing the Wii version of the game. Wait a minute. A Sonic game on a Nintendo console? What's wrong with the world? Well, yeah, 2012's early this year, so let's begin, shall we? Well, the plot takes place shortly after Sonic and 3 and Knuckles. Sonic says goodbye to Tails and Knuckles and goes out to explore. Is it me, or this is just one of the worst plot points to get rid of them? But somehow, Dr. Robotnik, survives the crash from Sonic 3. And big surprise here, tries to kill Sonic and probably tries to take over the world. So yeah, it's the classic Sonic series story, but then again, that is the dumb fad with the classic 2D reboots these days. You control the game with the Wii mode, in this case, no duh, and you hold it sideways. The game itself is okay at best when it tries to controllers, and I mean by that, if you're more accustomed to the classic games, you're gonna have a bit of problem because the physics are completely radically changed, which is a big problem because people that are gonna buy this game are people that loved the first games, and they're not gonna feel very accustomed to this because the physics aren't bad, but they're completely different, and they shouldn't be because it's supposed to be playing like the classic series, which is what Sega told us it would. Anyway, your momentum is very, very small these times in the game, so it really messes you up if you are more accustomed to the first one. For the first games, and I see hardcore gamers really having a pain here. Anyway, you have some different things now, the homing attack, but it makes the game too easy and it doesn't work all the time, so I really don't care about it. It's still the same kind of old Sonic game. You collect the Chaos Emeralds, and then you get Super Sonic. If you know the ring count, you collect these rings, and if you get hit, you lose your rings. As long as you have one ring, you don't die. It's simple. That's the basic gameplay. The stages are mostly homages of the older Sonic games. This is good and bad for the same reason. One, it's great because it's nostalgic value, but the bad thing is that when it wears off, you're gonna want more stages. The special stages also come back, but they could burn in hell for all I care. They're very much like the first Sonic game special stages, but they're much worse. The physics are bad, and they're hard as hell to go through. Why? Because you have a time limit now, And you also have bumpers everywhere, and when you hit one bumper, it sends you 1 mile away from where you were. But it's worth it just to get supersonic. But I'm gonna tell you something. I was pretty disturbed when I saw the cutscene to get supersonic. Just watch it yourself. Pretty disturbing, huh? Well, yeah, the special stages are a pain, but it's still worth it just to get supersonic. There are, as I said, there's only homages to the older Sonic stages. There's Splash Hill Zone, Casino Street Zone, Mad Gear Zone, X Station Zone, and Lost Labyrinth Zone. Yes, they're small. There's not many stages, and including that X Station Zone is not really an X Station. Just it's the end boss, so it's not really an act, which is kind of sad. The graphics are nice, and as I said, the only real difference between consoles is that the graphics, and the PS3 is the best one, the Xbox is the most shiny, and the Wii version's the Wii version. What can you expect? Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is a great game, standalone, but it really does not, in my opinion, it does not deserve the Sonic 4 title because it doesn't play like the Genesis games. It really doesn't. It's a great Sonic game standalone, but the title really takes it down a notch because it's misleading. It really plays more like Sonic Rush. I mean, seriously, they should not have named it Sonic 4. They should have named it deserves the name Sonic Rush Hour 3. That's the title they should have given it. It's a great game standalone, but with a Sonic 4 title, it becomes an okay game because you expect something more classical. I give it a 7.8 out of 10. With all that, subscribers, I'm MorphBall here. Till next time, bye-bye.